So that's the box filter as it stands. So you know, the water level has dropped a little bit, I must admit, but that might be just due to some of the water going back down the pipes. So essentially we're just going to put some plants in there now, and that will complete the you know, the filter system. Right guys, I thought I'd just show you what I've done here now, closer up. So as you can see, I've put the plants in. There's very little soil on the roots that I've put into the gravel. I've put them in as deep as I could get them. There's about 20 plants here, a mixture of grasses, irises, some creeping jenny. That's the majority of the pond plants that's in there. And I put the roots quite deep, so if for any reason it got shut off, they'd still be able to reach water and stay alive. So I've also put this super concentrated filter booster aqua balanced filter gel in the substrate. Obviously that's bacteria to give it a bit of a boost, and I put some in the filters as well. So I've just put a bit extra water in, so obviously it's leaking a little bit out at the moment, but as you can see it's quite deep. If I try and show you where the moist the water is, if I pull that back, you can see the water is about a few centimetres below the top layer. So you know, so essentially the gravel on top, you know, just underneath the surface there's water, so it's holding the water, and that's more or less how the plants look like from this angle. Let's go over here so you can see at the front. I'll take you around the back so you can see it from this side. Okay, so the plants are in. They just need a bit of time to get used to the new home, and they should flourish. With this sun, I suspect that should not take too long. Again, I thought I'd just remind you about how the filter system actually works. So again, in this video I thought I'd just show you the filters briefly. You've already seen it in the other videos, but I thought this would be a bit more informative in a brighter light. So we've got 2 lots of Japanese matting there, just a basic sponge there, and we've got 4 brushes here. If I take the brushes out, we've got a bit of Japanese matting there. Underneath there is some more foam just to keep it level. We've got lava rock going around the bucket. We've just opened up the bucket, and we've got these circular filters that you can get off Amazon, really cheap. They're not expensive, I think they're about 15 quid. So lots of sponges. I put some of the bacteria liquid in there to start this off as well. As you can see, there's the pipe. Oh, a beetle's just falling in for some reason. There you go, beetle. You see that beetle? So we just put that back in, back in, back in, and back in. There you go. So that's the filter there. Just put these brushes back. It's be slotting nicely in there. Actually sticking to the matting quite nicely actually. We just stick that in there. So that's the filter there, as you can see. And obviously we've got lava rock going all the way around. And hopefully you can see that in the video. That keeps this bucket in place. So that's the filter. I'll just briefly show you the pump. We've got a pump there which pushes the water. So we've got the bottom drain, you can see there. Solid pipe up to that point there. Flexible pipe and in. I've shown you videos on this already. And check those out if you want to see more on how the pipe work works. Just the last little job, putting this debris netting up, just to keep this area clear of branches if I can. Obviously there's a big section here, but you know, you don't want to have your whole pond covered in netting, do you? Anyway, that's more or less how it's looking. Hello, well thank you for watching. You've seen me put the plants in, so there's about 20 plants in there, and that will deal with the ammonia and help clarify and keep the pond nice and clean. The main advantage of a wetland filter over a bog filter is you've got more surface area for anaerobic bacteria to colonise and clean your water, removing the nitrites and turning them to nitrates. So essentially that should do a really good job at cleaning the pond. We put 20 plants in, quite expensive plants if you haven't realised. So there's a lot of money in plants these days, so it's just a good idea just to buy them a bit at a time rather than try and buy them all at once. I've got some lilies on order. We're going to put those in when they arrive. So that's essentially the filter set up. I've just got to give it a bit of time, that's all. And then essentially we're looking at putting the fish in. Now the question is, how many do I put in just to kickstart the cycle? So obviously we don't want to put in too many fish straight away, because then we get the dreaded green pond syndrome, or new pond syndrome as they call it. So you know, you want to do it gradually, not all in one go. So essentially that's why I really was keen to get this wetland filter built, and I didn't want to do a bog filter because I've got one in the small pond, which is fine, it's great, but I have noticed that it isn't that fantastic at dealing with algae build-up. So I would certainly recommend a wetland filter over a bog filter if you can, if you've got the room, or a combination of both. Now a reason a lot of people use bucket showers is because they can use porous filter media, and a combination of that as well as your moving plastic beds is fine, fantastic and great. However, if you can just choose one method of filtering your pond, I would recommend something like this, or a bucket shower, to filter your pond, you know, and break down the nitrites. You need to break down the nitrites. Obviously you've got to deal with the ammonia as well, and you've got to filter your pond as well. So it's a two-stage filter, this. First stage is through a mechanical filtration. We're using the various sponges and matting, and then the second stage obviously is all that gravel, and the third stage, the final stage, is the plants. So the plants will feed off the ammonia, the gravel will deal with the nitrites, and essentially that's more or less how the filter will operate, you know. So you know, I just hope these videos have been informative. for you to watch and interesting. And yeah, I think that concludes the filter box videos that I've been doing. Next stage is going to be the electrics. I've been getting various advice on how to go about the electrics. Some say the way you're doing it is fine, other people have been saying, oh, you need a switch box. So I ain't decided what I'm going to do in that regards, but the cupboard at the back is quite, you know, weather sealed in terms of protecting it from the rain. That's why I built the cupboard out of sleepers, you know, to make it absolutely watertight. Anyway, everything seems to work fine. The pumps seem to work fine. I haven't detected any major leaks in the pond. So yeah, again, thank you for coming. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, would appreciate it. Click on the notification bell, it'll tell you when one of my videos gets uploaded. And I hope you found this video informative and interesting, and I'll see you in the next one, and have a nice day. And hopefully we'll get some nice weather. See you later, have a nice day, and take care of yourself. Bye bye.